హలో ఎవ్రీవన్, వెల్కమ్ టు ప్రవీణ్స్ ప్లానెట్. సో ఇవాళ మన పాడ్కాస్ట్ వచ్చేసి సపరేట్గా ఫిజియోథెరపీ గురించి వన్ ఆఫ్ మనకు తెలిసిన వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు. వాళ్ళు రీసెంట్గా ఇండియా నుంచి యూకేకి నార్మల్ ఒక స్టూడెంట్ లాగా వచ్చి ఇక్కడ మాస్టర్స్ కంప్లీట్ చేసి జాబ్ వచ్చి తర్వాత వాళ్ళు స్పాన్సర్ కూడా చేసారు. సో తన జర్నీ కంప్లీట్గా ఎట్లా ఉంది, ఆమె మనవాళ్ళు కాదు. సో ఇది మొత్తం ఇంగ్లీష్లో ఉంటుంది, లేకపోతే అక్కడక్కడ హిందీ కూడా టచ్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. సో కొంచెం ఓపికతో ఎవరన్నా ప్లాన్ చేస్తుంటే ఈయనండి మొత్తం ఇన్ఫర్మేటివ్ వీడియోస్, మరీ పెద్దగా లెంతీ పెట్టి సొల్లేం పెట్టలేదు. ఒక 10-15 క్వశ్చన్లు ఉంటాయి, వద్దాం అనుకుంటే మీకు మంచి యూజ్ అవుతుంది. కరెక్ట్ ప్రాపర్ అయినండి. స్టిల్ మీకు ఏమైనా ఇందులో డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయనుకుంటే కమెంట్ చేయండి, లేకపోతే తన ఐడి కూడా కింద ఇస్తా, మన డిస్క్రిప్షన్లో మెన్షన్ చేస్తా. తనని డైరెక్ట్ అప్రోచ్ అయినా సరే, మీరు ఒకవేళ ఫిజియో మీద వద్దాం అనుకుంటే, ఇక్కడికి మీరు బ్యాచిలర్స్ అయిపోయి ఇక్కడికి వద్దాం అనుకుంటే మీకు కంపల్సరీ యూజ్ అవుతుంది. ఈ వీడియో మొత్తం చూడండి. మీకు ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయనుకుంటే డైరెక్ట్ ఆమెను కాంటాక్ట్ అయినా సరే, 1-on-1 సెషన్ బుక్ చేసుకున్నా సరే, లేకపోతే కమెంట్ చేసినా సరే, లేదంటే ఆమె పేజ్లో చాలా ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ వీడియోస్ ఉన్నాయి ఆల్రెడీ ఛానల్లో. సో అవి ఒకసారి చూసినా సరే మీకు మంచి ఐడియా వస్తుంది. సో మనం ఇన్వైట్ చేద్దాం మన పాడ్కాస్ట్ కంటిన్యూ. So hi Nirupama, just we'll discuss about the main content about physiotherapy, how you started your journey and how you came to UK, about studies and how you landed in work, about everything we'll discuss in this podcast, so it will be helpful to our audience and your audience. It might be helpful, right? So
yes.
Yeah. So first of all, what made you choose the UK for physiotherapy?
So when I was in my second year, I always wanted to move abroad, and that was a for sure thing. I never knew which country actually, because obviously so many new changes come, this and that. And by the time when I was all prepared during my internship, I have to decide between either Canada or UK. I was choosing. Why? Because I have some relatives living in Canada, and whereas I know some people who are living in the UK. So obviously it always works best if you know someone already who is living there. You can get the real insight. Whereas in Canada, when I saw the options of study, it was not that pleasing to me, whereas UK was offering quite interesting courses, master's program, which excites me more, and that was the thing that okay, let's go to UK then. And that was the only purpose I came to UK, nothing else than that. Yeah.
Okay, how you started? I mean, you started yourself by applications and everything, or did you approach any consultancy like that?
So I took help from local consultancy at the time, because I wanted to apply for my husband as well, same with me, and I didn't want to take risk, because living in any other country without your partner is more than like a nightmare for me. I didn't want it that for sure. So to assure that we get visas and everything sorted without any trouble, I took the help of consultancy, who helped me to finalize my program which I wanted. So I chose my university by myself, and then she applied for my husband's visa as well, so it was easy peasy in that way.
Okay, so which university you are from here?
Yes, so I'm living in Preston. I did from University of Lancashire, and I took masters in sports medicine program, which was a 1-year master's degree.
Okay, so 1 year means 1 year course plus 2 years PSW you got, right?
Yes, so yes, you get 2 years PSW. When I came, it was 2-year PSW.
Yeah,
it is gonna be changed in coming time. So
yeah,
yes,
true.
It was like that.
So to be honest, in your opinion, which country is best? Either Canada, Australia, UK, only for physiotherapy?
Obviously, right now, the kind of a new immigration changes are coming. They are being anti-immigrant overall. If I will say the ILR being changed from 5, they are looking to change it from 5 years to 10 years. The job market is quite saturated right now. It was not like that at all 2 years back. So when I moved, it was still good, and people were directly coming on job basis to UK as well. It was so good. So if someone would have asked me this question in 2023, which country you will choose, I will say okay, you go to UK, you will get good money. Whereas now I have done further researches, talked to other people who are living in different countries. I will say, if you can prepare for the licensing process from your home country, which you need in most of the countries, either go to Canada on direct job basis or PR, not to study, or Australia for same reason, work visa, because work visa allow you to have more income source in one country rather than going to some country for study and then doing everything where you are not even sure whether you will get job or not. So I will suggest either go to Canada or Australia. UK, if in case you really want to come to the UK, not sure at all.
But mostly Canada and Australia
Yes, it looks very pleasing. That's what people who are living in these countries have said. That living expense is quite better. That's what you need. The salary is almost similar in each country. It's not a problem. But the amount of saving you will have by the end of the month is the main thing which you need to consider. And I will say you will be able to save more money in Canada or Australia rather than being in the UK. It's very expensive.
So, for suppose a person is in India.
Yeah.
If that person finished their bachelor's and they want to move UK.
Yeah.
So, like, what's the step-by-step process in short terms?
So, if you have finished your bachelor's degree in physiotherapy, it combines internship. After internship, get your degree documents as soon as possible because that's your first thing. You are finally eligible to apply for anything else. Now, as soon as you get your degree, in the meantime, if you are ready to move abroad as soon as your degree comes, prepare for IELTS. IELTS is universally accepted kind of a English test, and aim for 7 overall or 7.5 each because every country needs that. I check for Australia, Canada, even in HCPC, which is the license process in the UK, you need that much, or to get any good university you need that much, and to have more scholarships options. So as soon as you finish your bachelor's, have your IELTS done, have your all the degree documents, take help. Go to any consultancy, and I also help in doing all these things. Connect with people and get your university sorted. Look for the courses which are not just for the sake of it, but something which will add value to your professional thing. If you have done that, all done, you are in the UK. In the meantime, you already applied for the HCPC license, which is the foremost requirement.
Okay.
People tend to make this mistake. They have done lots of blunder. They won't apply for license from their home country. After coming here, they will think, oh, we will do some odd job, we will apply later on. The longer you will wait to get the license, the longer you won't be able to work as a physio, which was your priority before coming to the UK. So don't miss out that thing that will apply later on. That is the worst mistake someone can do while moving
If you are
abroad.
delaying, it will be like that only. It won't work out.
Yeah, you will keep working in any care jobs or warehouses, or which is okay to earn money. But as a professional, you want a good quality life in your professional career. That gives you more satisfaction, and for that you need license. Then only you are a
Our
physiotherapist.
aim should be to get into physio.
Yes, your aim should be clear. Whatever is your profession, either it is physio, either if you are a nurse, either if you are a radiologist or any other thing, doesn't matter. Aim for the final goal. Don't settle for less. Monthly you are having salary, doesn't matter even it is coming from this source or that source. You need a professional, solid foundation, because that is the thing which will make you stable in this country. You need a professional, a skilled thing, and you are already a professional. You have put it so much of your time investment there. Why you are doing any odd job if you can do further and better than that? So yeah.
So if you are talking about money, like end of the day, we came here to earn money
Yes.
and to settle everything, right?
Yes.
So if we talk about money, what can a new physio can expect in the UK as a fresher or with experience?
So money wise, obviously we all come for money because it looks exciting from our home country. Whatever we are earning as a physio in the India is average 25,000. I will say some areas, some less tier cities pay even less than that. But 25,000, I will say average you will earn in India as a fresher physio. Whereas in the UK, band 5 physiotherapy is the basic level of the physiotherapist.
Okay.
So you will anyway, if you have license, if you are a qualified physiotherapy job, the basic level is band 5, and the salary, and the salary is 31,000 per year for that.
Okay.
Which is also a decent amount, because per hour wise you are still making 15 pounds something. It is 15.90 or something, which is more than basic pay, and gives you good quality of life. Not great quality of life, but it's still good and better than whatever you are earning in your home country. So that's what you can expect. But with time, and it's on you how much eagerly you want to upgrade yourself. Band 5, you start with that. Within 6 months I have seen people switching from band 5 to band 6. After band 6, have some experience, pass the interviews, apply for further, switch to band 7. This is how it works. You can always excel yourself, and obviously when you are upgrading from band 5 to band 6, responsibility brings, leadership roles comes, but obviously money comes as well.
Okay.
Money comes with more work, more responsibility. It's not physical work, it's mental work. You need to be, because then you are leading someone else. Band 5, you can still make mistake. Obviously you should not as a professional, but someone is looking after you because you are at the basic level. When you become on the top, you are looking after someone else, so you can't make mistake. There is less chance of creating errors, but you make good money as well out of that.
Okay, we can start with band 5, then later on we
Band
have to
6, band
upgrade.
7, yes. This is how it works in the UK.
So as you said, we need HCPC registration, right? So after coming here, what's the process?
So, not after coming here, as soon as you finish your degree, that's what you need for HCPC license in the UK. Along with that, IELTS is compulsory. There is no way of exemption. If you are internationally trained, you need IELTS exam or TOEFL or OET. I will suggest go for IELTS because it's universally accepted. It doesn't matter whatever country you want to move in coming time. You can change your mind. But IELTS overall 7, 6.5 in each is compulsory, mandatory. Nothing less than that will work. So these are the basic thing which you need, and then you just need to fill the application.
Okay.
You have everything sorted. You have filled the application from your home country. It takes money, obviously. The fees, application fees is quite high. Everything is in pound, but that will be the smartest move. Do it from your home country because it takes 9 months to 12 months. Doesn't it can vary as per how precisely you fill the application. If you will make error, then it will take longer time. But if you have filled very nicely, you will get it within that period of time. And once you will land into the UK, you are doing your masters, you have license already, you can start applying for the master part-time jobs as a physio as well.
Okay, with India HPC license, we can start doing job here.
Yes,
No
you
need
can.
to renewal, no need to reapply, nothing.
No, so renewal happens every after 2 year cycle, which
Okay.
is like professionally you have to keep it. That's normal for everyone who has a SCPC license, doesn't matter from how long.
Okay.
So that's common for everyone. But you can still apply for license from your home country. You don't need to wait to come to the UK then apply for it. I will say that will be the worst move and dumbest move as a physio to do that. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, we all know that getting a job is difficult. Like if we go in a proper way, it is easy.
Yeah.
But in general, people will think it is difficult.
Yes.
After that, after getting job, getting sponsorship is one of the biggest tasks.
Yes.
So if we talk about that, and how did you get sponsorship
Yes.
in your
Field, yes.
Yeah.
So obviously getting the job is not easy. As I said, things are getting changed, and the market being saturated doesn't mean that system doesn't need physiotherapist anymore, or they have more than enough already. No, it is not like that. Only the thing is less job vacancies are there. I don't know for which reason, but still they need physios, but there are less job vacancies, and now they are being very selective when it comes to selecting the application and everything. I did the same thing when I came to the UK. I have started making content since always to aware people don't do the same mistake which I did. I applied for SCPC just after coming here.
Okay.
There are people who make more blunders that they will finish masters, then they will apply. So thankfully I got my SCPC by the end of my masters only, within my student visa time. And in the meantime I always did networking. I connected with local clinics, local big chains of clinics as well, private, NHS, doesn't matter at all. Because I was not having SCPC, I could not able to apply for physiotherapy roles in NHS, but I still was applying for band 4 roles, which is very rare and hard to get on part-time specifically. Whereas 2 clinics nearby where I'm living right now, they were interested. They offered me band 5 role, conditional offer,
Okay.
because they didn't know whether I have SCPC or not, and obviously I could not take it. One of them was kind enough that they give me band 4 role in the meantime, and they said that we will wait for it. And as soon as I got my band 5 like SCPC, they straight gave me physiotherapy role. So I will say I was lucky enough that things worked out for me. And later on, within, I was say my student visa was still there, and I already got my sponsorship. So before ending my student visa, I was on sponsor role, and since then everything is so good. I'm working with them only.
Yeah, sometimes they'll approach, otherwise we should approach them, like we'll let them know our visa status.
Yes.
Sometimes if we are approaching them, they'll get to, I mean, they'll tell are they able to give or not. In
Yes.
that way also it will work, right?
Yes, yeah, it happens. Obviously, the more they want you, the more they will invest on you, because giving sponsorship is not easy. They have to pay so much to home office and other things they need to do. If your work is good, they want you, and obviously they want you to be in that organization, they will offer you sponsorship.
Yeah.
It's not a problem, because you are still profitable for their company. Whereas some people, they don't want to put effort, but they want to ask for things. Then I have seen people on LinkedIn, any job comes, they straight away ask for, is this offering sponsorship role? You are straight away asking someone for some favors. How does that work? You know, human doesn't work like that. You need to give something to get something in return.
True.
If you are already asking someone for sponsorship and they don't even know you, why would they even consider you for a physiotherapy job role?
Yeah.
So that is the worst thing someone can do. Make a setup, make them dependent on you, tell them how good you are, and show by your work. And eventually when you will ask for sponsorship, which everyone needs, and they also understand, there will be chances that you will get sponsorship directly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you feel any stress, or it is any stressful in this complete visa process while getting sponsorship and those things?
Not really for me. Because I connect with so many people on everyday basis, when I listen their stories, it's not easy either. So when I talk from their perspective, it's not easy at all. It takes effort. Finding the job itself is a big deal. There are people who are struggling to get the physio job role only in the UK right now, whether they have SCPC and good experience and everything is sorted for them, but still something is not working, that they are not getting job, they are not getting interviews, nothing working for them. Whereas some people are good enough that they got the job as well, they cleared the interview, they got sponsorship. So if I will say, from my perspective, it was easier by God's grace, but this story is not for same. This story is not same for everyone.
In general,
In general, it is tough. It is not easy. It's not easy.
so if you are talking about work life,
Yeah.
I mean, do you have any experience in India?
I will say I won't count it as an experience, because it was hardly 3 months, because I came to UK straight away after my
bachelor's.
bachelor's finish. I did everything as I shared with you. Do your IELTS during internship, get your degree. I was the first one in my batch who got my provisional degree straight away. Everyone said you won't get this intake for sure. My professor said no matter how much you do, you won't get the master's course this intake. But I didn't want it to wait for 6 months. I didn't want it to wait any second. I didn't want it to stay back from my classmate who were already there. I made it happen. You give me challenge, I will take it. This was the thing.
We should try. Then only
Yes.
we'll get to know what is there, right?
And things works out. The one who is saying it won't happen, they never tried. They were never into the process. How will I just accept that thing that, oh, it won't work out for me? It did. And I will say after that only, this was my first job where I am working right now. This is my first physiotherapy professional job where I actually invested my time and money. And when you say work-life balance, it's good. I love it. I just do so many things, because I love this job so much that I can work 7 days making content, doing my job at the clinic, everything. I just love it.
Yeah, good. So if we talk about NHS thing,
Yeah.
so is there any is there any platforms to
Apply
for NHS jobs only, or what is the process to enter into NHS?
Okay, so for NHS, you need to apply on Track Job application.
Track
So
Jobs.
it's a website. You will select your band level. So band 5 is the basic physiotherapy. You will select. You will see all NHS trust all over the England, all the job vacancies and everything there. Now you need to apply there. It's a whole application. You need to fill everything: your course, your education, your qualification, to everything. Now the main part is supporting information there. If you fill your supporting information in a way where you actually match the job requirement, job description, there are higher chance that you will select for the interview. Once you clear the interview, you are in the NHS. Everything is done for you. It sounds easy. People get 50, 100, 150 200 plus rejections in NHS to land one opportunity for them. But I will say don't disheartened by the rejection. It's a part of the process. We all have to go through it. Like I got rejected for 50 application already in the NHS when I was applying during my during my masters in the UK. I never applied afterwards because I'm not looking for it, but still I know people face rejections, and it's very common because for one job vacancy there are 250 application. So it's not only you who is at the fault or something wrong with you. It's high number of demand, and they always try to pick someone who has more experience and everything else. So this is the thing.
Okay. So what's the biggest myth people believe about working in UK healthcare system?
People think that straight away they will come from their home country, they will get the physio job and then paisa hi paisa. This doesn't work like that. It's very wrong assumption. Also people think things will come to them, whereas you need to go and seek for opportunities. People will make errors, but then still will feel like everything will work out for them. Doesn't work. You have to be first topmost on your head that okay, this is my plan, this is my strategy, I need to do this. If you won't have any plan, you won't be able to land anywhere in any country. It's not your home country, it's anywhere. You will keep making dumbest move, and then you will expect that why things are not working out for you. Doesn't work like that. So those are the myth people need to believe in, that don't do that, please. Don't. Then people will come, oh, UK is so bad. Obviously it will be. You haven't done anything good to yourself. You are making it bad for you. It's not
so
UK,
without
it's
doing
you.
anything, if you are expecting, it's dumb.
Exactly.
So like while recruiting, as per your experience, like what skills they are expecting from us employers?
So most of the time job descriptions describe everything. Every job role require different things. So for example, if you are looking for rotational job post, it's completely different requirement. The main essential criteria are HCPC registered, bachelor's. For band 5 role, you really don't need any experience, but if you have good MDT team experience or hospital experience, it always add value because obviously you know about those surrounding. Still, when you come to different setup, you need a different training and everything, which NHS gives anyway. So these are the essential ones, but other than that, not really. You just need to present those skills in a very nice way, because it's all about presentation in the UK, how you present your things. So that works very well. Also, NHS trust value is the essential thing, which is not a hard and fast thing. Care, respect, integrity, all teamwork, these are the basic things which should be there in your personality wise, so that you can actually work in that fast-paced environment. So those are the things which you need to look after and read the job description. Don't just apply for application and then only you will be able to successfully get at least interview.
Okay. And what does a normal day look like in your daily work style, coming to only physio?
So a physio day can look like differently. I make content. I work in private setting. I don't work in NHS. So my day is quite different on everyday basis as per my shift routine. So for example, Mondays I work 10-hour shift. So most of the time I'm just get up, my lunch are prepared already, box is done, go to work, do your patients back to back, notes and everything, have break in between, make content in between if you want, or put stories, and then come back home, eat, sleep, repeat. Next day I have shorter shift, so I go to gym. I try to cover 4 days a week kind of a gym routine to keep myself healthy, make content, and then see patients and learn. Every week there is a goal to learn something new as well, or do something to develop myself as a professional. So those are the things which usually looks like. And then Saturday, Sunday looks like going to groceries, doing basic things, which doesn't look very exciting, but yes, you have to do it.
Yes.
So yes.
So one last question.
Yeah.
So there are 2 persons in India.
Yeah.
One is recently finished his bachelor's,
Yes.
and one is he finished his bachelor's and he have 2 years or 3 years experience in physio.
Yes.
So if they both are planning to move UK, any abroad country.
Yeah.
So who have more opportunities, like study wise, academics wise, and job wise? and if they are going to if they are planning to settle in abroad countries?
Yes. So I will categorize in three. One you said just passed, and 2-3 experience I will still count as a just passed only, because it's not good amount of experience. So I will, let's say this is a one category only, and the second one I will categorize as a 10-year experience or 5-year plus experience.
Okay.
So both have different goals. They have nothing to lose right now because they just started their career. If they haven't done their masters, which is a very good thing, because now they can move to any country easily on student visa, and they won't have to spend their time and money doing double masters as well. Because moving to any country is easy on student visa rather than going on the work visa. Whereas the one who have good experience, 5 years plus experience, they already invested good amount of time and they must have done their masters already. Now for them I will suggest, take license from your home country and move to different country on work basis only. Don't go and start from scratch again, like doing your studies and then everything. It just slow down your career pathway and everything else. This how I will suggest you to do. Obviously rest is on you, and how wherever you want to move, this are the things which will work for everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I ask about websites, I mean, what will prefer, any 5 or 6 websites to apply jobs here?
You don't need 5 and 6 either. Track job application, very good for all NHS jobs. So you have covered NHS, which is a government sector here. Then go to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a private, for the private roles, even it like a branch clinic or a local clinic, look for LinkedIn. In the LinkedIn there is a job alert section. If you will put UK physiotherapist role, you will always get a job alert of any job vacancies which is happening around there. Apply every job, whatever you see, and make connections, because the more you connect with people, the more you will see people posting there is a job vacancy, this and that, which I keep watching, keep seeing on my account as well, because I have got 5,000 plus connection on LinkedIn as well. So those are the 2 things I will suggest. Other than that, third thing is look for the private clinic websites.
Okay.
So for example, if I am living in Preston, I will look for physiotherapy clinics near me. I will see 6-7 clinics for sure. I will go to the website of there, look for their email address, try to contact them directly, so that you are covering the local clinics, the global chain of private clinics, and the government sector.
Okay.
In that way you will be able to apply everywhere. Some people stick to one thing and they don't look for the others. I will say, don't do that. Initially you just want to get into the system, apply everywhere. You will get something for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if a person want to move from India to abroad directly with job and sponsorship,
Yes.
is that possible, or any chances are there?
In the UK, not at all right now, because they have reduced down the recruitment, international recruitment specifically, quite a lot. Like a good amount of dip is there. The data is also available on UK government website as well. They are not providing sponsorship roles directly. Very rare scenario, like 0.5% chances are there only, and only for those who have good amount of skills and leadership and everything quality, where they feel like actually they want it. Whereas nowadays they are keeping in-person interviews as well. Earlier it was some, most of them they were taking on video call interviews and stuff, but right now you have to be in the UK to give the interview.
Okay.
So technically not possible. For other countries, yes, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, even you can apply online and you can get the job directly from your home country as well. Yes.
Okay. So I got to know that you are going to conduct a meetup in Manchester, right? Very
Yes,
soon.
yes.
So if you want to talk about that to my audience, I mean, especially who are in UK and
Yeah.
near to Manchester, it will be helppful for them as well.
So this meetup is about, it's a non-profit initiative I'm doing, because I help physios to grow with me, and we all grow together. And for this initiative I came up with this idea where we are doing meetup in Manchester. Every physio is welcome who is living in Manchester or nearby and can commute. This will happen on 22nd of March, which is Sunday. Right now we are in the process of looking for venue which are affordable for you and me, and in that way when you will come to meet me, it won't be just a professional discussion. From your doubts, from HCPC to what next, to which job, to which templates, to everything which you will have in your head, I will be able to answer you as per my expertise. I'm looking for collaboration with other members and other associations as well, so that we can have another speaker who can tell their experience with you, and you can be more informed about the UK system. So this is a honest initiative to help you, so that we all can grow together as a physiotherapist and be more stronger together.
Yeah, thank you. And is that a a paid registration or a free registration?
No,
How?
so there is no registration fees at all. You will message me if you are interested. I will add you to our WhatsApp group. Obviously, for venue and the food, which I'm keeping it very light. Like, I'm not looking for a very fancy venue, because the main aim is to give information. Doesn't matter wherever we are. Even if it is £5 per person, I don't know exact money yet, but it will just to cover the venue fees and to the food prices, so that we both are at the benefit end and nothing is going out of my pocket. But that's all will be there. There is no other cost to it. It's like a non-profit event and no money at all. You just come, take information and help yourself.
Yeah, that's a great initiative. So if my followers are other audience, if
Yeah.
if they want to apply jobs, or if they want to move India to UK,
Yeah.
or else if they need any guidance,
Yes.
are you going to help them, right?
For sure, I will help them. You won't believe how much time I invest on daily basis to help so many people. I do one-to-one sessions as well. And in general, if someone is not willing for one-to-one, I still answer them on text. And it takes time, it takes so much of effort, sometimes, busy hours and still, but I still want I want to be there to help and to be that one person who I wanted when I was moving abroad. I was moving to the UK. There was nobody else and I have to do everything by myself. But I want for you that someone who you can listen and stop making those errors which I did. So that is the pure initiative and idea behind whatever I do on my social media. That's what I am doing it.
So if we are planning, seriously to get the job in the UK, or else we are planning from India to UK, especially in physio, just contact her. Don't message. If you are messaging, she'll get so many messages, right? It will take time. So if you are planning seriously, then book one-on-one session.
Yes.
She will guide how to land in the job and
Yes.
what's the application process, about HCPC and everything. She can guide you in one-on-one session. It will be easy for her and it is easy for you. It will save our time as well.
For sure it does. And if you still don't want, there is no push that book one-to-one. I make so much content, free content available on my page. You can help yourself with the content available on my Instagram channel or YouTube page or everywhere. You just need to help yourself and you will be sorted for sure. So either it is one-to-one if you have any personal doubts, or in general doubts, I already covered so many things. So just help yourself and grow stronger, and don't believe that physiotherapy doesn't have scope, because we do have, and that's the only motive why I'm doing it, because I want to tell the world that if you really want to do something and you're passionate about, doesn't matter which profession you are in, you can do wonders in it. You can really do.
So if you are in London and if you are in near Manchester, just book the registration and meet her in that event.
Yes.
It will be very helpful for you. Trust me.
Yes, you won't regret it for sure.
Thank you, Nirupama. Thanks for attending this podcast, and thanks for sharing your so much information and your experience with my audience.
Always my pleasure. The more we can reach to more people, the more we can help. That's all we want. So thank you so much for having me and conducting this wonderful session with me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.